Hey guys, welcome to the Magfed Ranch Paintball channel, and today I'm going to be doing a tabletop review of the MCS Reaper Suppressor. But before I get into it guys, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, share, and comment. Alright, let's begin. So real first guys, this review of this suppressor is going to be the version 1 of the suppressor. I'll get into that in another date, or you guys will see me shoot another video, because I had originally purchased this suppressor guys, the MCS or RAP4, as you guys will see that it still has the markings of RAP4 on it, for one of my other builds. That other build is quite a cool build, so I'm kind of keeping it as a surprise for you guys, but one of these days I will shoot a tabletop review about it. But this suppressor was meant for that other build, guys, and so I'm just putting it on this Gordon Carbine Marker clone of ours here. But this was version 1, okay, guys? So watch out for the review of the other marker, and of course version 2. So, guys, the Reaper suppressor from MCS or RAP4 is a 22 by 1 millimeter threaded, so 22 millimeter by 1 inch threaded suppressor, guys. This is going to fit their hammerhead or their standard T68 barrels. I personally like them because, as you guys are aware, I love the hammerhead barrels on our markers, the rifle barrels in general. To me, it's a requirement. If you're playing Magfed, you should be shooting first strikes. You should be using rifle barrels, right? Obviously, go out there and you guys do your own testing, whether that's the Lapcos, the Nemesis, the Hammerheads, right? I think there might be one other brand of rifle barrels out there anyway, guys. But you guys make your selection. I really like the Hammerhead. So that's the thread pitch for those barrels, guys, is 22 by 1. Now, the packaging that that these suppressors came into, guys, but in general, all the packaging that the MCS suppressors came into was pretty lackluster. It was just kind of a paper box, kind of just wrapped in, obviously, packaging material, so that way it doesn't get damaged during shipping, which is great, guys. Obviously, I'm sure, I'm sure that's where they save the costs for us, so that way they can, sell the markers to us for a lower price. But once again, I'm going to harp on to us as a Magfed community, and obviously out there to the manufacturers that we want to support. I would like to see a little bit better, just kind of, packaging, perception, kind of just, time into your product, so that way, it just comes out looking as a better product. Anyways, guys, that's kind of a small criticism, but besides that, the marker came good. It's a very kind of pretty hefty suppressor. I've noticed that with a lot of the suppressors specifically, but with MCS's one as well, is that it's obviously just made out of a chunk of metal, which is cool, guys. Like I would prefer these suppressors in metal compared to plastic or some non-realistic material. To me, I think the realism of the weight, adding the weight to the front of the marker, just so that way you feel it. These markers weigh very close to this, the real life, real steel, and so just having that feel to me is really cool. But what do you guys think? I mean, do you guys think weight, that realism is more or less important than obviously saving weight, right? Trying to make everything as light as possible, even though that's technically not realistic, right? So yeah, it's just a really solid built chunk of metal. Feels really good. This one, guys, the version 1, I'm gonna keep repeating that. Looks like they did a really good job of machining it, anodizing it. It's got really cool, obviously, etching on here, and the etching says RAP4 Tactical, Santa Clara, California, USA. I don't know if this is an older version, guys. I mean, I bought it fairly recently, but I don't know if this is an older version. I didn't buy this thing recent, but this was, if you notice the address, they're no longer at that location. This is their old location, so maybe it was one of their old, their older batches, guys. But really nice piece. The other thing I also want to mention to you guys too, as always, is that the inner diameter of the suppressor is not that much bigger than 68 caliber, guys. So it's not that much bigger than the FS round. So you got to be careful that that's not affecting the trajectory of your first strike round. So make sure when you go to thread the suppressor onto the barrel, and guys, as anything, like I said, so screwing things on and off, just make sure you're not being rough to the threads, guys. That could definitely damage the threads. This is definitely a fine thread. It's not like a coarse thread. So last thing you want to do is cross thread this thing and kind of reef it on and then just damage your whole setup, okay? But one thing I noticed is you just got to make sure that it's going to, obviously thread on all the way. And you just got to make sure that it's straight. Like I said, this hasn't affected, like I've obviously zeroed this marker in at 20 yards, guys. I've tested the, obviously the accuracy of it. And so this barrel hasn't, this suppressor, I'm sorry, hasn't changed the point of impact. But it's just something to consider because, like I said, the inner diameter of that suppressor is not very much bigger than a first strike round. Okay, guys? Now, another thing I want to do for you guys, but it hasn't been proven yet, this is going to be hopefully another Mythbusters video in the future, but I really would love to see if the suppressors do alter the sound and also do alter the point of impact or maybe increase or decrease the accuracy. I'd be very interested to see it, guys. So, it'll be one of those things, changes the feet per second, all those different metrics, right? Like, how does the suppressor change your marker, right? Affects your marker. I think that would be a really cool series of videos to do, guys. So check out for that. But guys, yeah, really sweet looking suppressor. Really completes the build of either this type of build, Gordon Carbine look, or some other suppressor type of looks, guys. Real quick, the suppressor is perfectly smooth. It doesn't have like any edging or surface edges to it, like the wrap for the other one that we the SOCOM suppressor that we reviewed or previously. So just guys, if you guys are looking for just kind of a smooth, very clean looking marker, I would definitely suggest this one, guys. So guys, that was the tabletop review of the Reaper Suppressor from MCS, but once again, it was version 1. So guys, if you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Check you guys next time. Peace.